Mr. President, fellow Gaveliers and guests. Welcome to Memphis Gavel Club meeting. Today is August 24th, 2025. Very important guests, welcome. Please insert your contact information in the chat box at the bottom of the page. Please send your name, email address, your phone number, your parents' names, your parents' email addresses, and your parents' phone numbers to 901-606-9701.
Okay. Now raise your hand if you already finished that part. Okay. Okay. How about this side? Jeremy, have you done that? Okay. Yeah, I have yours down there. You're returning. You don't have a phone? You have a Okay. If you don't have a phone right now, write down the cell phone number and text me later. Otherwise, you will not get the communication. Okay, we're here to learn how to communicate. If you don't have a phone, I cannot text you, I cannot email you, then we're out of touch, right? Yeah. Thank you.
Chat box communications. Feel free to utilize the chat to communicate quietly during the meeting. Show support of our speakers with jazz hands or choose the reaction emoji located at the bottom of the screen to the right of the chat box. Speakers, it is recommended that you pin the timer to help with the time management of the speech. The pin command is at the top right of each participant's clip. Speakers, if you have not done so prior to today's meeting, please send a brief introduction to your Toastmaster and your title, speech time, and objectives to be sent to your evaluators via chat or email. Some gentle reminders about Zoom etiquette. Mute yourself while not speaking and be mindful of your personal background spaces. Let us begin with the club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which the members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth.
All stand for Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Toastmasters, please welcome our 2025 spring session club president, Isaac Jefferson, from virtual.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for making it today. I see we have a lot of either new faces and people returning, which means that we either did something right or your parents didn't care that you didn't like us and forced you to come. Hopefully it's the first one. Before we start today's meeting, you all will notice that we had you pick up either a blue or red binder. This binder is going to be your guide throughout this year. Throughout every single speech you give this year, you will be focusing on something different in your speech. First off, for those of you who were here last week, can anyone tell me what I said the mission of Toastmasters was at the beginning? Anyone? This is a test. The first person to tell me gets $1.
Providing supporters.
Not that specific. We take what you already know and work on what you don't know while polishing what you do know. Each speech, you will work on something different. First off, for all the new people, it's your icebreaker. You don't have to work on anything specific there. You just try your best, and we will grade you, tell you what you need to work on. Some speeches you will work on your organization. Some speeches you will work on your body language. Some speeches you will work on how you deliver it. Each time you speak at this podium, it is something different that we work on. You will go through 10 speeches, hopefully, throughout the year, and after that, you will have completed Toastmasters, specifically for that year. It resets every year if you all come back. Now, if you look to the left side of your binder, you will have some extra pages aside from the guide. These are your meeting roles. If you all are interested in picking up any meeting roles, such as VP of Education where you make the schedule, President where you're part of organizing everything, you will have scripts that pretty much tell you what to say when you're up here, what you will do through that role. You can look at those, you can study those if you plan on taking any roles. I'm not going to go into depth too long because we have an hour-long meeting to attend you and you can look at this on your own time, but that is the simplest guide I can give you all for this. With all that being said, thank you all for coming today, and let's get started. I will be testing you all again next week for $1. This time, don't miss out. I would now like to call up on the Toastmaster. Tim.
Tim, are you there? Okay, I think we may have a issue here. Okay, his mic is not working, but Tim, can you hear me? Okay, he can hear us. Okay, his mic. Hey, Tim, you are still muted. Can you unmute? We can test for you. Because you should still show, don't have a plugged in, mic plugged in. But in the Zoom, I'm showing you are muted.
His mic isn't plugging in properly.
He doesn't need a mic. You don't need a mic. You just need to turn the mic on your Zoom.
He's on his PC. A desktop doesn't have a built-in mic. It's not like a laptop. No, like a...
That's okay. That's okay. The PC. Oh, PC. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good. Okay. So I will be the Toastmaster.
Do we already have the timer set?
We have everybody else. That's not the Toastmaster. Okay. All right. I'll be the Toastmaster.
I'd now like to introduce our Toastmaster, Miss Sandra.
Thank you. Yeah. Glad to sit in and be the Toastmaster. As you can see, sometimes we have a role that cannot be filled in. So this is time you will watch how it's being filled, and next time if this role is vacant, you can step up and fill that role. Okay. All right, let's get this started. We have a wonderful meeting planned out for you, but let's first talk about the meeting roles. We have several roles to make sure the meeting will go well, go smoothly. First, we have a timer's role. And our timer today is Diana. So Diana, can you explain your role as a timer?
As timer, I'll be timing your speeches and table topics and evaluations. Table topics are 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll show the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll show the red card. For speeches should be around 5 to 7 minutes. At the 5-minute mark, I'll show the green card. And the 6-minute mark, I'll show the yellow card, and the 7-minute mark, red. For evaluations, should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At the 2-minute mark, I'll show the green card. At the 3-minute and card, and then at 3 minutes, the red. Wait. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card, and then at 3 minutes, I'll show the red card.
Conclude my that's my role as a timer. Thank you, Diana, for explaining your timer's role. We also have a grammarian. Today, grammarian is Imara.
As a grammarian, I will be tracking your speeches and your table topics for filler words such as as, and I'll be seeing if you use the word of the day, which is refine, and it means to improve or perfect something by making small adjustments to polish or enhance a skill, style, or method. That's my role.
Thank you, Imara. All right, so refine. We're here to refine our skill about public speaking. We want to refine our ability to communicate and lead. So you're welcome to use the word of the day, refine. All right, let's get into our exciting session of the meeting, and that is prepared speeches. We have 2 prepared speeches, and they're all icebreakers. The first speaker is Olivia. Olivia is a new member. She just joined last week, and today she's gonna give icebreaker speech. Her evaluator is Horace, but Horace is not here. So I think Jason, can you evaluate her? Okay. So Jason, can you explain her speech objective?
For your first speech, you will introduce yourself to your fellow club members, give some information about your background, your hobbies, your interests. Let us learn who you are. Practice giving your speech. Well, anyway, work on making good eye contact, speaking with a clear voice, good body language, and at the end of the speech, we should have a good understanding of who you are and what your interests are. With that, Olivia.
Thank you. You're welcome. Let's give applause to Olivia. 46 minutes.
Hello everyone, my name is Olivia and I am 12 years old and I'm turning 13 in October. And today I'll be presenting some of my goals in the future, something I'm proud of, and some of my favorite things. And a little bit more too. So starting off, I live with my mom, my dad, and my little sister. She's 7 years old and she's turning 8 really soon. And I also live with 6 fish: respectful, responsible, ready, disrespectful, unnamed number 1, and unnamed number 2. I was not very creative back then, and I used my school's motto and could not come up with anything else. Some of my goals in the future. I don't really know what I want to be yet, but maybe a lawyer or a judge, but I just know I want to help people and solve problems. Some of my favorite things, my favorite food, are noodles and raised pork rice from my dad. He spends hours on the food, and you can tell by the results because it tastes so good. And my favorite fruit are mangoes and peaches. They're so good. I'm not the biggest fruit person, but they're so good, even I can admit that too. Some of my hobbies are crocheting, playing volleyball, and hanging out with my friends. I love hanging out with my friends because they make my day a lot more better than it probably was before. Or if my day was already good, then they can make it even better somehow. I don't know how they do that, but they somehow can. And I also love crocheting because it's very calming and I can take my mind off things. And I also like playing volleyball. I really like how the overstimulation, I guess, because you have to pay attention to where the ball is going, and I think it's just really satisfying when something good happens. Maybe overstimulation is not the best word to describe it, but I just really like it. And my favorite color is blue. I love all shades of blue. It's a really good color. The ocean, the sky, beautiful shades of blue. I'm also, something I'm really proud of is getting on the volleyball team twice. And it just taught me to not overthink things. I overthought what my coaches might think, what everybody else thought of me, and in the end, I made it, and that taught me to not overthink things. I'm also really proud of getting J by 6 in Kumon. I know that might be really weird, I guess, because it's Kumon, but I feel like J by 6 is a pretty big achievement of mine because I put a lot of tears in those papers, and in the end, it showed. And an adjective that my friends might describe me as might be hilarious and energetic. Those are their words, not mine. I had to FaceTime call them to know that. But yeah. And I hope, something that I want to improve on is not stuttering and making eye contact when I'm speaking. And I would love to refine my public speaking skills. And this is why I joined this class, Toastmasters. Yeah. And I hope you know something about me after this, and I hope that I will learn something about you too in the future. Thank you so much for listening. Oh.
All right. What a wonderful icebreaker. Let's give an applause to Olivia. All right. Our second prepared speaker is Jeremy. All right, Jeremy is also a new member. He joined last week, but hey, he's ready to break the ice and let us know about himself. So that's Jeremy's evaluator is Jason. No, is Isaac. Sorry. So Isaac, can you tell us his speech objectives?
Jeremy will be completing his icebreaker speech, so his first speech of this semester. And for his first project, as Jason said, he will introduce himself to the class, tell us some interesting facts about himself, his backgrounds, interests, ambitions, and pretty much this speech isn't something where you have to focus on a specific skill, as I said earlier. This is just us gauging where you're at, so we can know what you're good at and what you need to work on. So don't overthink it, as our previous speaker said, and just try your best. I would now like to introduce our second speaker for the day, Jeremy.
Welcome, Jeremy. 4 to 6 minutes.
So, my name is Jeremy, and I'm 13 years old, and I'll turn 14 next year in March. And so, I go to West Carville Middle School. I don't know where it's at exactly. My school bus just takes me there. And I played the flute, and I made it to the All West Blue Band twice. And I'm a roller skater, figure roller skating, and I went to 4 nationals and won 14 gold medals overall. And just this year, I qualified to go to Worlds in Beijing, China, which is in October. I'm good at math, but I like reading, but I'm not exactly the best at language arts, and that's why I joined this class mostly, because when I read, I don't exactly analyze the text and stuff. And I have an allergy to cats. And a few years ago, my family bought a lot of chickens, so they lay eggs, and they basically give an infinite food streams, basically. That's basically it.
Great, thank you, Jeremy. We certainly know that you are a 14-time national champion of roller skating. How awesome is that? That's really cool. Yeah. One day you gotta show it, you gotta teach us how to do it. All right, the next is our table topic session. Table topic session will be led by Jason.
So Toastmasters, I'll be your table topic master. So what I do is I give random questions and call on you randomly to give a 1 to 2 minute response. Trying to use the word of the day, trying not to use filler words, and trying to think quick on your feet. So first question. Emma, how has Toastmasters benefited you outside of the classroom, whether it's in your regular school or somewhere out in public?
Toastmasters has benefited me a lot in school because, first of all, when there's essays I have to write, I can bring it here first, since it's on a Sunday and school is on Monday and things like that. And I can bring my essay here and read it aloud and get feedback, and I can still have time to edit it before I have to give it to the teachers for my final grade. So that's been really useful. And also, Toastmasters has really improved my speaking skills because before when the teachers were calling people up to read essays, I was there in a corner not making eye contact and like, forget me please, I'm not here. Can I go to the restroom? But now I just volunteer and get it over with. So Toastmasters overall has been really beneficial for refining my speaking and writing skills. Thank you.
So what are your Toastmaster goals? Right here in the gray shirt? What's your name?
Abby.
Abby, good.
It's nice to meet everyone. My name is Abby Wang, and for my Toastmaster goals, originally I did not know I was going to be in this club. I was recruited by one of my friends, but I did come over here 2 years ago, and I was a little bit too afraid to continue doing it. But this year, my goals are to refine my speaking skills. Thank you. And just become a better speaker overall. Before I've been really scared of speaking. I remember that I had to do a TED Talk in my 6th grade, and I chose the fear of public speaking. And from then on, I began to improve. I even became my president at National Juniors Honor Society in middle school. And now that I have to present on a daily basis as a sophomore in high school, I really hope that this club will help me improve and overall become a better speaker and person in general. Thank you.
For anyone new to Toastmasters, what does it take to really excel as a new student? Ms. Anna?
Thank you for that question, Mr. Jason. What does it take for a new student to excel? I want to ask you this question. Have you ever been just thrown in a swimming pool and then when you don't know how to swim? Yeah, okay. Here in America, the teacher will not do that. But in other countries, probably the teacher will just throw you in the swim. But what does that mean? That means just go for it. So when you are told, hey, can you speak? just stand up like Emma said, come stand up and say, yes, I will do it. Just say yes. Say yes to the challenges. Public speaking is a challenge, just like any other challenge. Yeah, you will feel your stomach is tweaking and your heart is pumping, you're sweating in your hands. But you know what? If you just do it over and over again and again, that fear will go away. So my recommendation to the new students coming into this club is just say yes, I will do it. And you will improve, you will refine, you'll get a lot better. Thank you for that question.
How has Toastmasters benefited you outside of this classroom? Mark?
So Toastmasters so far since I joined, I think it was last year. I haven't really been using it because I truly don't like speaking, but I believe this year it is going to be more beneficial because of the class I'm taking this year. You have to present way more than I had to last year in school. But for Toastmasters, it was helpful in last year because it did give me a bit more confident. Like I did, instead of wanting to go last, I kind of wanted to go like top 5 to get it over with. And the teachers are way less harsh on grading when you're going kind of first. And I guess it just got me over the fear of wanting to go last.
So what are your hobbies? What's your name?
Olivia.
Oh, I'm sorry, Olivia. I got another question. What's your name?
Alisa.
Alicia? Okay.
One of my hobbies are tennis. Tennis is really fun. Like you can pay attention to the ball and like how you say you have to trust yourself that you can hit it. I'm in one station's tennis team, so like we have to go to a lot of competitions. So I like competitive. I also like to craft. It helps me calm down and think more. And drawing is also one of the things that help me concentrate on my work, and it can help me think more. Thank you.
Olivia, in your speech, you mentioned having several goals in Toastmasters.
Yep.
So that's awesome, by the way. So what do you need to do to reach those goals? What's your plan to accomplish that?
I plan to speak a lot in front of my classmates and raise my hand a lot more during classes so I can speak more in front of everybody. And instead of whimpering my answer to everybody, I will speak like loud and proud and tell them my answer and use it as an opportunity to improve my public speaking skills. And we also have PBL, project-based learning as well, which we have to present a project that we worked on a semester in. And I think that will help a lot because I'm presenting in front of random people that I don't know. And yes, those are the ways that I will improve using Toastmasters.
So during the summer, you went to an investment camp. Teach us about compound interest and how that impacts your retirement.
All right, so compound interest is pretty much the more money you put into a fund, the more you get out. So let's say you put in, I'm just gonna use an example. Let's say you put in $100 into a bank account. I'm not gonna go too much into details, but let's say you make 5%, a 5% return on that $100. That'd be $5, correct? Now, let's say you keep on putting money in throughout the year, and by the end of the year, instead of 100, you put $1,000 in. Now that turns into 50. Now, the more you keep putting money into this account, the more you're going to get out. By the end of the year after that, instead of 1,000, you may have 5,000 in there, in which you get more money out of that. You might have 100,000 in that account 10 years from now, in which the return at the end of that, year will be 5,000. And it's pretty much just the more money you put into something, the more it's going to give you back out. Now, it depends on the amount and percentage of money that is coming back towards you, but pretty much when you're putting money into something, the more you do it, the more consistent you are. If you start early, the more you will have out for retirement by the time you turn 60, 70. And pretty much overall, it is just don't stop investing, kind of. Because the more you put into it, by the time you turn 60, you will have a lot of money to play around with. You will have a lot of money to spend time with your grandkids. Be that one grandmother or grandfather who always shows out on Christmas because of the work, or not even the work, because of the money that you put in while you were younger. So that is compound interesting in how it works. Thank you.
Tell us about your best friend. What's your name again? Jeremy. Jeremy, tell us about your best friend.
So I don't exactly have a best friends, and like I just have friends. So like I'll list a few of my friends. One of my friends at school, his name is Evan Brown. He shares 3 classes with me, and he's really good at reading. His grades are really high too, and he just reads a lot. And
Help you personally?
oh yes, sometimes for some projects, sometimes like I don't understand some things with like the rules for the project, or like the rubrics for the projects, and like where they're found. Like he can also help me find like a lot of things too. And so like he's a good friend, and he also helps me sometimes academically. Like it's like he's really good at ELA too, so he can help me like I'm bad at ELA, so he can sometimes help me too at the ELA parts.
Tell us about your first 2 weeks of 4th grade. Yeah.
My first 2 weeks of 4th grade were good. I have 3 teachers this year: Miss Rignoli, Miss Pettit, and Miss Mara. Recess is now 40 minutes.
Is that the best part? Best part?
I've lost my friends from last year in my class.
Who are they?
Like Laura,
I want to cut just one comment here. So from these two examples, you can say for tabletop speech, you can get personal. It's all about you. You feel you want your story, your friends, what you like, what you don't like, your feeling, right? So you can expand a lot on that. Okay, sorry.
What grade are you? Fourth grade. Okay. What's your name? Okay. Now, if you tell us about fourth grade.
Fourth grade is kind of in math and learn fractions, and into ELA, we're learning about a personal narratives, which are like stories which somebody wrote that happened to them, and it's actually real, and it's told from them. So it would be like I read two words that are like that. And in science, we are learning about speed and velocity, even though we kind of have covered that in third grade. And in fourth grade, in Terra Oaks, all fourth grade, they have like 3 teachers, and they switch, and the kids switch around in different groups to the teachers, and then and sometimes if you're kind of like working on something, and then the teacher, our math teacher, lets us go to any spot in the room to work, and she also has these kind of chairs everywhere, and like things that you can sit on, and they and there's some rules to them, but since she just introduced them on Monday, nobody actually did anything. And yeah.
Great job. What is your favorite sport? What is it? Kyle, what is your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is basketball. It's also a hobby of mine. It like helps you with your defense and offense. Like it also the like teachers like the gym teachers like teach you like your pose about how to shoot the basketball. And
Who do you think is the best basketball player?
Michael Jordan. Basketball is really fun and like it's energetic for like people. Like I'm a sports lover, so like basketball is really fun for me, and it might be fun for others.
What are your Toastmaster goals? What is your name?
Katie.
Katie.
What my goals are and what I'm looking forward during this Toastmasters Club, I want to get more used to like going in front of everyone without anybody but like beside me. And I want to also like speak out loud to more people, like get them to know me more. Well, I just want to like support others in other, more goals, I just feel like I need to get used to standing up here and just speaking out loud without having pauses and using clear words without having stops, really. I wanted to sign up just to get my voice out loud and making sure my eye contact and my body postures are right. And yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
That concludes our table topic session, so I'll now pass over to our Toastmaster, Gavel.
Thank you, Mr. Jason, for those wonderful table topics. And I realize we still have one table that haven't given the table topic speech yet, but we'll figure it out. Okay, looks like we have a lot of members, and that's a good problem to have, right? So we'll figure it out. We'll make sure everybody will have a speaking opportunity. Okay? Yeah. All right, let's move on to our evaluation session. Our evaluation session will be led by General Evaluator Nadia. So Nadia, can you come up and introduce the three evaluators? First of all, Jason. First introduce. First evaluator to the evaluation.
Under evaluation.
Yes.
I'm evaluating Olivia's icebreaker. First off, I believe you're a natural communicator, and as you continue to attend Toastmaster sessions and refine your skills, you will definitely reach your goals. You spoke very clear with a good loud voice. It was easy to hear you. You also were funny with your fish names and different stories like that. You shared a lot of information about who you was. We got to know you. You also made good eye contact with all audience members. You were scanning the table, looking at different people, so good job there as well. I look forward to seeing how you progress over the semester. Some things to improve on: slow down between sentences. You would say sentence after sentence real quick. Give us a second to digest it, so no pause in between. Also, you read your notes a lot, so try to memorize your speech. Maybe use your notes as a reminder, but don't try not to read from them word for word. Your body language was generally very good, but every once in a while you would shift your weight back and forth. So just be aware of your body language, but overall, really good. And then just be aware, of course, of filler words and try to use the word of the day. But overall, great job. I think you're going to be an excellent speaker.
I heard she used the word of the day.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry. Maybe I should pay attention then. So good job then. In that case, great job. But you will be an excellent speaker, and I look forward to seeing you progress over the next few months. So thank you.
The second evaluator is
All right, hello everyone, and today,
Sorry, I need to ask Lucy and Yuki if they have another class. They need to catch you to violent class. So they need to leave early, so many. Thank you.
you all have a good week. All right, and today I will be evaluating Jason's icebreaker speech. Now, as I said earlier, the speech is purely for us to gauge where you're at as a speaker, what you can work on, and what you're already doing. So first, starting off, you have a lot of interesting facts that I did not think I would expect. For instance, you qualifying for Worlds in Beijing. Big congratulations on that, because that means that you are top out of, 8 billion people on Earth? Big congrats to you on that. You were straight to the point with the facts in your speech. You told us who you were, what you like, what you're interested in, what your goals here at Toastmaster are, and what you were, and what you enjoyed doing. But you did have a lot of things that I think you could improve on. First off, being your body language, it was kind of still stagnant. I didn't really see you making eye contact a lot, which is stuff that will improve over time as you continue speaking more and more. But that is just a simple engaging factor. Make the audience feel like you're talking to them specifically instead of a wall. You also did have a lot of frequent pauses, which mainly comes with memory. You gather your thoughts, which happens to us all. But the more you practice your speech and the more you work on drilling your speech down before you speak it, that will allow you to just flow through it easier without having pauses. One thing that I recommend you doing is recording your speeches, and then, as I said last week, recording your speeches and then watching back to see what you think you can improve on as someone watching a speaker. Just say to yourself, you're evaluating the speaker, what could he work on based on, and just take what you see and just apply that to the future times you speak. Some other things I also noticed, your voice projection was not the best. I couldn't quite hear you from right here. And I feel like voice projecting is probably the most important thing while speaking, because if someone can't hear you, they can't understand what you're saying, then the point of your speech just goes straight out the window. The point of your speech is to just speak pretty much. So you projecting your voice, one thing that my dad always taught me, because I used to struggle with this a lot, especially while I was first starting, talk louder than you think you have to, because you hear yourself louder than the people around you hear you. That is probably the biggest tip I can give to you on that. Overall, a great first speech. I expect to hear great things from you in the future, and just take what I've told you today and just apply it to your future speeches. I think you'll go far. Overall, great speech, and thank you.
Do you want me to take over?
So for timer's report, Olivia's speech was 4 minutes. Jeremy was 1 minute and 41 seconds. Table topics, Emma's was 1 minute and 10 seconds. Abby's was 1 minute and 16 seconds. Miss Anna was 1 minute and 5 seconds. Amara was 53 seconds. Alyssa was 1 minute and 1 second. Olivia was 39 seconds. Isaac was 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Jeremy was 1 minute and 31 seconds. I was 1 minute and 50 seconds. Navia was 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Kyle was 53 seconds. And then Katie was 54 seconds. For the evaluations, Jason, my dad, was 1 minute and 27 seconds, and Isaac was 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Thank you.
So for the prepared speeches, Olivia had use a word of the day, and then Jeremy had one filler word. And then for the table topics, Emma used a word of the day, Abby used the word of the day and had 2 filler words. Miss Anna had the word of the day. Alyssa had 1 filler word. Olivia had no filler words. Isaac had no filler words. Jeremy had 6 filler words. Diane had no filler word. Deanna, my bad. And Navia had 2 filler words. Kyle had 1 filler word, and Katie had 1 filler word. And for the evaluations, Mr. Jason used the word today, and no filler words for both of them.
Okay, I think we can take this opportunity. Nadia, would you wanna give this opportunity to, these 2 ladies right there who haven't spoken yet? Can you give an evaluation of the meeting? What do you think the meeting went and the improvements we can make for our next meeting?
Look at you.
Go, Grace. I think the meeting was pretty nice, and I think some improvements was like transitions and like we could have made the meeting flow a little bit faster. But overall, it was a good meeting, and it was better than the other meeting, and there were many like new people like compared to the last meeting.
Thank you. We'll have one more. Just say yes. Go ahead. Yeah.
Same thing, evaluate.
The meeting went really well. Some improvements I think to make are using less filler words and like making things run more smoother and like following the schedule better. Like making like the class flow faster in general. But overall, I think the meeting went well.
Alright. Overall, we had a great meeting today, have a lot of new faces here, which is great to see. And I see we had a lot more engagement this last week, so thank you to everyone for that. But overall, that will end today's meeting. Hope to see you all next week. But before we all go, I real quick want everybody to flip their agendas over. I'm about to ask them a question for money. Flip the agendas over. Flip all the agendas over. Right off the bat, Mr. Jason, Abby, and Olivia cannot answer this question because they already know the answer. To those who haven't answered, what is the word of the day? What is it? Bingo. This is yours. I hope you all paid attention to this week's meeting because there's going to be another question next week. With that being said, that is today's meeting.
Thank you. One more thing, the first thing you go out of this classroom is send me your contact information, okay? Yeah, thank you.
Class is not good anyway.